Good evening and welcome to the Township Committee meeting of November the 9th, 2016. Ms. Borak, please call the roll.
Committeeman Burchett.
Here.
Committeewoman McCauley. Here. Committeeman Thompson.
Here.
Deputy Mayor Sirachi.
Here.
Mayor Delcourt.
Here.
Administrator Ferrara.
Here.
Attorney Willard.
Here. Please join me in a salute to the flag. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be advised that in accordance with Section 5 of the Open Public Meetings Act, Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975, the notice of this meeting was made by the posting on the bulletin board at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex and notifying the officially designated newspapers that this meeting would take place at the Hillsborough Township Municipal Complex at 7:30 p.m. on November the 9th, 2016. Before we begin our agenda this evening, I just wanted to take a moment to recognize the passing of one of our former officials here in town, John Middleton, mayor in 1976, obviously the year of the bicentennial event here, served on the Township Committee. Was deputy mayor for several years and also served many years as the township administrator. Very loyal and valued servant here to Hillsborough. He passed away 2 weeks ago, and I just wanted to recognize John and his family, send our regards and thoughts and prayers to his family, and I would ask that you please join us in a moment of silence for John Middleton. Thank you. Okay, we'll move to our approval of minutes. First off tonight, we have the approval of the October 25th, 2016 regular session minutes. I have a motion to approve the October 25th, 2016 regular session minutes.
So moved.
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Burchett.
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes.
Committeeman Thompson.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm sorry, I abstained on that one.
Thank you. Deputy Mayor Sirachi.
Abstain.
Mayor Delcourt.
Yes. We'll move to reports from committee liaisons. Up first, Committeeman Burchett.
I had the great honor of playing in the, you can see in the picture, kickball tournament at Newell Strength, gym in town that I happen to be a member of. Had about 40, 50 people at it, and we played kickball. And it was a charity event and raised quite a bit of money for Charlie. And Charlie is the young gentleman right in the front there. And we had a great time. It was had the PBA had a team and the Rotary Club had a team, and Kaz wants me to put my mic in front. Sorry about that, Kaz. And so it was really a great time. Also, the Rotary Club of Hillsborough there we go. We gave out a dictionary to all the third graders in the Hillsborough school district last week. We gave out about 1,100 dictionaries to all the third graders, and it's a lot of fun. As you can see in the pictures, they really like getting their dictionaries, and it was really cool to do that. And I'd like to just pause from the announcements, and I'd like to congratulations, Mayor.
Thank you.
And on another 3 years. It was a nice job on your re-election, sir.
Thank you.
All right, back to business. Public Works. From the Public Works, the 2016 leaf drop collection program is currently underway. We strongly urge you to take advantage of the Autun Road facility for your leaf drop-off. We are now open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. every Saturday from now to the end of December. For residents who wish to have their own landscaper drop off their leaves at the site, please download a landscaper drop-off form located on the Public Works link on the Township website, and return the form in person with proof of residency to the Public Works facility on East Mountain Road between the hours of 7 a.m. and 3 p.m. Lastly, if you'd like to have the Public Works pick up your leaves at your curbside, we project our upcoming route locations in the Friday e-newsletter as well as on the website. Please remember, these are just projections as weather and unforeseen variables play an integral part in that effort. Please visit the Township website for more valuable information on this program. From the Building Department, we have great news, is that the Building Department is now accepting credit cards for payment for your permit applications. There is no added service charge for this convenience. This additional form of payment is the only available when paid for in person. So, thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. Committeewoman McCauley.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everybody. I just wanted to, a couple of events that we attended in the past couple of weeks. We had the annual Children's Halloween Party here at the Township building. Unfortunately, it was raining that day and couldn't do our track around the soccer fields and picking up pumpkins, but it was very well attended. The chief in the back of the room and TC up here at Township Committee was there with us, and the kids were just great. The Halloween haunted house was as scary as ever, and it was a lot of fun, and our Recreation Department does a great job on setting that up and getting it together. We also had our second Halloween contest this year, which was at Ann Van Middleworth Park. I don't know how many attendees we had with their animals, but I'd say there was probably about 50, I'd say, close to 50 or so. So a lot of people came out in support of that festivity. We handed out a couple of prizes for Best Large and Best Small, and then Best Group costumes, so it was really a lot of fun. Dogs were well behaved, and they ran around like crazy and had a great time, so it was a lot of fun. And I just wanted to say, from our Office of Emergency Management, Hillsborough Township is located in FEMA Region 2, and periodically they host informational webinars for the community. For the month of December, in honor of the busy holiday season and the end of the year festivities, FEMA Region 2 invites you to participate in their webinar. The topic will be Holiday Fire Safety, presented by the United States Fire Administration. This webinar is good for any audience, as we all play a role in keeping our workplaces, homes, and communities safe from fire hazards. The webinar will take place on December 12th from 12 noon until 1 p.m. And the registration link is probably behind me on the screen. It's a long one. So if you are interested in that webinar, it will also be available on the Friday e-newsletter this Friday. That's it for me this evening, Mayor. I just wanted to say, as well as Committee Member Shett, your congratulations.
Thank you.
A well-deserved victory on your re-election, and looking forward to working with you in the next 3 years.
Thank you very much. Committeeman Thompson.
Thank you, Mayor. I just want to start off by, I'll join everyone else and congratulate you on your victory last night. Well-deserved, well-earned. And I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that I believe you're the highest amount of votes ever received by a township committeeman in the history of Hillsborough, so congratulations for that.
I don't know that I was aware of that.
That's just, thought I'd point that out to you if you were unaware. Hopefully you're aware now. But congratulations. I'm sure whoever formerly held the title is very honored to be replaced by you.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay, good. All right. From our Health Department, the Hillsborough Township Board of Education, school nurses, and our Township Deputy Health Officer, Ms. Spano of the Health Department finished an 18-month fellowship program sponsored by Johnson & Johnson and Rutgers. The school nurses were selected and chose the Township's Health Department as their community liaison to collaborate with on a special project to benefit the health of our students. Teams from all over the country attended and shared their ideas and projects. As a result, the school nurses of Hillsborough established wellness committees in each of the 9 schools to evaluate the health needs of students and staff in each school and plan health programs to address those needs. The first project for each of the schools is healthy eating and exercise to prevent obesity that leads to chronic disease such as diabetes. This is the goal for each of the schools, as it is for our entire community. I believe we have a proclamation coming up in a little bit, Mayor, on the agenda declaring November as Diabetes Awareness Month as well, to recognize some of those efforts. Also, from our Municipal Alliance group, you may have noticed a few new signs on Route 206 put up by the New Jersey Department of Transportation in their Adopt a Highway program, which are being sponsored by the Millstone Alliance and Borough Aware. The Alliance and Borough Aware has joined with the Department of Transportation to sponsor a section of Route 206 from New Emerald Road to Homestead Road And volunteers were out on October 29th cleaning up the area. Throughout the year, volunteers from the Alliance will continue to maintain that portion of Route 206. If anyone is interested in helping out the Alliance, you can visit our website or their website, which you can reach through hillsborough-nj.org. That is it from me, Mayor, and again, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Deputy Mayor Sirachi.
Thank you, Mayor, and I'll start off also echoing the sentiments of your record-breaking victory.
Much appreciated. Thank you.
So, but it was well-deserved and, great reflection on the work of the last 3 years. So here's to 3 more great years. And also just speaking of the election, because I know that a lot of people felt there was a big turnout out there. At the end of the day, I think it was about 65% turnout, so hopefully we can keep that momentum going forward. And I know when I was here voting yesterday, there were a lot of first-time voters too. They were given a great round of applause, so hopefully we'll see continuing, new voters coming out in the following years. So it was wonderful. So I just have one announcement for this evening in the area of finance. Just want to remind homeowners that tomorrow, Thursday, November 10th, is the final day of the 10-day grace period for paying the fourth quarter taxes without any interest. The tax office will be open from 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. We do have an online tax payment system, which allows payment through your savings or checking account at no cost, or you also have the option of making a payment with a credit card that does have a 2.5% convenience fee. So just, again, please make those payments timely to avoid any interest costs. And to make the payment online, it is through the Township website, which hopefully it's up behind me, but I will call it out. It's hillsborough-nj.org. Again, hillsborough-nj.org. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. So I know everyone's kind of raised the issue, so I just want to talk about yesterday's election just very briefly. Certainly we had a very good turnout here in Hillsborough for the presidential election year. I believe we just fell short of 66% of the registered voters actually coming out to the polls, which is really a strong turnout here in town. And I certainly would like to thank the voters of Hillsborough for allowing me the opportunity to come back for another 3 years and serve on this township committee. It's been truly an honor and a pleasure to be here for the past 9, and I look forward to being here and having the opportunity to serve again for the next 3. And I believe the very strong vote totals we got is a reflection of the work that this township committee does. And I certainly want to thank my colleagues up here because each one of us, when we're up for election, it's a reflection of the work that we're all doing. And I thank you for your support and the work that we do each day, because I think it does impact the people here. And I think that was reflected in the results yesterday. I'd also just like to thank all those that worked the polls and that were here for a very long day yesterday. The lines were quite long, and that means there's always some issues that pop up. The poll workers basically start before 6 a.m. and don't leave until the polls close. But I also like to thank our administration staff, and in particular Ms. Borak and the clerk staff for the very long day and the excellent work that went into yesterday. It's supposed to be a day off for the employees, but it was certainly not the case for the clerk's office. So appreciate that, and thanks for the effort in making sure we get everything tabulated and out to the county, so those results get counted quickly. In particular, when we've got a presidential election here. As a result of yesterday's results, we will have our annual reorganization meeting, which will be held on January the 4th, 2017 at 7 p.m. And that's the meeting where I will be sworn in again, and we'll reorg the Township Committee. So that'll be at January the 4th, 7 p.m., and immediately following, there'll be some refreshments, and all are invited to join us and participate in that. A couple events that I was able to participate in over the last couple weeks. First of all, Junior Raiders runs an Academic Achievement Award program. I'd like to thank the Junior Raiders for the opportunity to recognize their academic achievement recipients. These are Junior Raiders that achieved straight A's for the entire 2015-2016 school year, and are members of Junior Raiders in either football, cheer, girls lacrosse, track, and field hockey programs. The honored Junior Raiders were Caitlin Alexander, Rohan Deb, Varun Deb, Lauren Flynn, Tegan Hawes, Jimmy Kelly, Michael Kondriatic, Ryan Matrulli, Jana Mizraki, Leo Skiro, Anthony Shields, and Sam Snyder. Congratulations to them all for both their academic and their athletic achievements with Junior Raiders. It's very difficult when you're doing both of those programs to be able to get straight A's, and very proud of the work that they've done to make sure that they're keeping their academics while still participating in that Junior Raiders program. Anyone that does want to participate in Junior Raiders, registration is currently open for the 2016 season, and more information can be found at www.jrraiders.org. In addition, this past Sunday, we had the Beyondy Run. It's a 5K that began here at the Municipal Building, ran into Flagtown and then back. And the run is obviously named after Peter Beyondy, who this building is named after, longtime mayor, committeeman, assemblyman here representing Hillsborough, and as many of you know, was a mentor to most of us here up on, or I think all of us here on the Township Committee. So very proud to represent him in the race, and I'd like to thank his widow, Joan Biondi, who really organizes the event. I'd like to thank Lieutenant Governor Kim Guadagno, who was here participating in the opening ceremony for that event. And the run is for the benefit of SHIPS, which is the Samaritan Homelessness Interim Program, and helps to provide funds to combat homelessness here in Somerset County. So appreciate that. I know Committeewoman McCauley was here. I know Deputy Committeeman Burchett was here for that event as well. And so glad to be able to participate in that. I did run, feeling a little sore the next day, but was able to get through the race. So thanks to everyone that participated and raised money for SHIPS that day. Also, we had two Veterans Day events at some of our elementary schools. Both Sunnymead last Friday and Triangle School today had Veterans Day events. Was able to participate in both. Committeewoman McCauley was there as well. And the schools just do an incredible job of honoring our veterans. Both of those schools bring in a number of veterans that are related to one of the students in the elementary school. They're honored, and they run a really moving program that teaches the kids the value and the importance of our veterans, and honors them in a very profound way. So I'd like to thank them for for the work that they do to honor the veterans, and also for allowing us to participate in those events. And speaking of Veterans Day, of course, that's this Friday, November the 11th, and we will have our 8th annual Veterans Day ceremony this Friday, November the 11th at 7 p.m. here at the Municipal Building at our Garden of Honor. In the event of inclement weather, which it does not look like we're going to have, it looks like it's going to be a pretty nice day on Friday, we will move that into the senior activity room. The program will include a ceremony at our Garden of Honor, followed by a brief reception for participating veterans and their spouses immediately following, and members of the public are invited to come observe and participate. And the reception will be held here in the Senior Activity Center on Friday evening. If you are attending, we would ask that you please bring some canned goods for the benefit of our Hillsborough Community Assistance Network, or CAN. And for a list of the items needed, please visit our website, hillsborough-nj.org. We'll be collecting that evening and as part of our Veterans Day ceremony. So looking forward to that. I know the rest of my colleagues up here are looking forward to it as well. As you know, we've begun our suburban transit bus program into New York. Began about 3 weeks ago or so. Suburban Transit is conducting a study to see if there's enough interest in conducting a weekend service on a limited basis. If you would be interested in possibly a Saturday and or Sunday bus service to New York City, please go to Suburban Transit's website, that's suburbantransit.com, and click on the Hillsborough Weekend Service Survey and complete a brief questionnaire. If we get enough interest, Suburban Transit is interested in providing that service to the residents of Hillsborough. If you're not aware, the bus service runs from the Promenade Shopping Center, that's the Kohl's Shopping Center, or where Weiss is. There are designated parking spots to the far end of that parking lot, sort of near where the four-way stop is within that parking lot, and you'll see their bluish-green paint on the parking spaces that designate the parking that's for the Suburban Transit, and we are getting an uptick in the level of service for the commuters that are going in each morning. So certainly like to be able to offer that. If anyone is interested, please complete that survey. And finally, as always, there are many ways you can stay connected here in town via our Friday e-newsletter and our Twitter feed. TV 29, the Hillsborough YouTube channel, showcase our meetings, both the Township Committee and also Planning Board and Zoning Board meetings, as well as Hillsborough The Good Life episodes and some other information. And for traffic and other emergency-related information, be sure to subscribe to Nixle and our Honeywell Instant Alert System. And that way you can always stay connected to the things that are going on of import here in town. So we're going to move on to the rest of our agenda for this evening. The first area will be our proclamations, and we do have one this evening. I'd ask after you receive your proclamation, if you could just return to your seat, and once that's done, we'll take a brief pause and then restart the meeting after that. So first up, we have a proclamation declaring November as Diabetes Awareness Month, and I believe Siobhan is here to accept that. And I don't know if there's anyone else here that's for that, but Committee Thompson as our health liaison, I ask you to join me. Coming up. Whereas diabetes is one of the leading causes of disability and death in the United States, and whereas over 29 million people have been diagnosed with diabetes, and another 86 million adults are at high risk of developing type 2 diabetes, and whereas diabetes causes more death per year than breast cancer and AIDS combined, and whereas the American Diabetes Association has set out a mission to prevent and cure diabetes and to improve the lives of all affected by diabetes. And whereas adults who are at high risk can lower that risk by more than half by making simple, healthy lifestyle changes, such as staying active and eating whole grain foods, fruits, vegetables, and limiting the amount of sugary drinks. And whereas losing just 7% of your body weight can offer significant health benefits. And whereas 1 in 3 people will be diagnosed with diabetes by 2050 if changes aren't made now. And whereas the American Diabetes Association recommends living a healthy lifestyle to lower the risk of developing diabetes, now therefore be it proclaimed that we, the Mayor and the Township Committee of the Township of Hillsborough, hereby proclaim the month of November to be Diabetes Awareness Month in our community, and we do hereby urge all men and women to engage in a healthy lifestyle to reduce the risk of developing diabetes. Siobhan, it's for you. Would you like to say anything?
Well, diabetes can result in some really terrible
results, and that would be blindness, stroke, kidney failure, and heart disease and amputations. And type 2 diabetes is the most common type of diabetes, and it's manageable and preventable by maintaining a healthy weight through exercise and eating healthy. And Hillsborough Township has had a goal of promoting these healthy behaviors through the Mayor's Wellness Program for 10 years, and the Employee Wellness Program, and all of the programs and opportunities for exercise through the Recreation and Parks Department, all of their playgrounds and parks, and now with the establishment of the committees in each of the wellness committees in each of the schools that are going to be teaching healthy behaviors to children. All of these programs contribute to the reduction of obesity in our town and the reduction of risk to chronic diseases like diabetes. So there's more information at the CDC website, cdc.gov, and they talk a lot about symptoms, risks, and prevention of diabetes. And the risks are not just being overweight. There's a lot of other things, and people should be aware of them.
Okay, I'd like to thank Siobhan for participating here, and Siobhan Spano from our Health Department for being here for the proclamation. We're going to take a very quick pause, allow Siobhan to leave, and then we'll reconvene. Okay. We're going to move on to new business. We have no new business this evening, so we're going to move on to public comment and matters not on tonight's agenda. If there's anyone that has any comments on matters that are not on tonight's agenda, you can please come forward now. Okay, seeing none, we'll move to public hearings. First up is Ordinance 2016-20, an ordinance repealing and replacing Chapter 172, Flood Damage Prevention of the Code of the Township of Hillsborough. The Township must adopt a floodplain management ordinance that meets the National Flood Insurance Program requirements in order to remain eligible for flood insurance through the NFIP. So this ordinance will make sure that we meet those requirements. May I have a motion to open the public hearing on Ordinance 2016-20?
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there any discussion from the dais? Okay. Any discussion from the floor on this ordinance? Okay, seeing none, may I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt Ordinance 2016-20?
Move to close and adopt?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Burchett.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes?
Committeeman Thompson.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sirachi.
Yes.
Mayor Delacroix.
Yes. Ordinance 2016-21 is an ordinance amending Chapter 232 of the Code of the Township of Hillsborough titled Property Maintenance, Section 232.3, titled Exterior Maintenance Standards. This ordinance has been in place for over 25 years, during the time frame that non-residential property owners have always been responsible for the maintenance of their stormwater facility. This amendment requires those property owners to supply the township with an annual inspection report as is required by the NJDEP. I have a motion to open a public hearing on Ordinance 2016-21.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Is there any discussion from the dais? Any discussion from the floor? Okay, may I have a motion to close the public hearing and adopt ordinance 2016-21?
Move to close and adopt?
Second?
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Bichette.
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes.
Committeeman Thompson.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Mayor Delcor.
Yes. And now we'll move to the introduction of new ordinances. Ordinance 2016-22 is an ordinance amending Chapter 255, Solid Waste of the Code of the Township of Hillsborough, with the addition of Article 3, Proof of Solid Waste Collection Service. Further consideration of this ordinance and a public hearing will be held on December the 13th, 2016. We have received complaints from certain residents within the township. There have been solid waste companies making pickups of trash collection as early as 4 a.m. This ordinance is in line with our noise ordinance and will limit the times for pickup in residential areas to between the hours of 7 a.m. and 10 p.m. to ensure that we're not having an issue with the noise ordinance around trash collection. May I have a motion to introduce this ordinance?
So moved?
Second.
Any comments from the dais? Yes.
Mayor, just had a quick one. I just wanted to thank the Health Department, Mr. Willard, and the Township Committee for considering this so quickly. We were able to turn this around in a few days because of the number of residents complaining with these type of companies coming out at 4 o'clock in the morning. So obviously it takes a few meetings and bless you.
Thank you.
Bless you. So we appreciate the consideration being done so quickly for these residents. So again,
Thank
getting
you.
up at 4 a.m. Thank you.
Okay. Anything else from the dais? Any comments from the floor? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Bichette.
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes.
Committeeman Thompson.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Mayor Delcor.
Yes. We'll move on to considerations. Consideration number 1 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a 2-year agreement with SwiftReach for an emergency alert system in an amount not to exceed $9,845 per year. The current contract between Hillsborough Township and Honeywell for the instant alerting system expires at the end of this year. The township has researched various options for an alerting system and has determined that SwiftReach meets the requirements that we are looking for. May I have a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Any comments from the dais?
Mayor, I just had a quick question, I think, for the administrator, if that's okay. Regarding the people who've already signed up through Honeywell, will their emails or the phone numbers just get ported over, or how's that going to work?
That's a great question. So during our presentations with Honeywell, Nixle, and our SwiftReach, one of the questions we had, because we spent so much time in obtaining all those addresses and names, we wanted to make sure through all 3 companies that we could transfer that data. So we were assured by all 3 that that data would be transferred. Nixle for the first time was charging. It hasn't charged before. So this was not only the least expensive, but we felt that the best service available, and especially with social media and their app and all the functionality. So not only did we do the presentations, but we had a team of folks here in the township, including the police department, that went out to other departments to make sure that this was the correct choice, and making sure we went out there. I spoke to the administrators, spoke to the police from Pam's perspective as well, from a PIO. So we did a lot of research with multiple organizations throughout the state, and they believe this was also the best. And again, saving money for the taxpayers in Hillsborough, and again, having all those folks move back over seamlessly was definitely a consideration we took.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Mayor.
Anything else from the dais? Any comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Committeeman Bichette.
Yes.
Committeewoman McCauley.
Yes.
Committeeman Thompson.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Mayor Delcor.
Yes. Consideration number 2 is a resolution authorizing adjustments in the amount not to exceed, in the amount not to exceed of various professional services contracts for the year 2016. This resolution authorizes the adjustments required to complete our legal obligations through 2016. It basically extends the amounts mostly for our legal services. May I have a motion?
So moved? Second?
Comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Seeing none, roll call, please.
Committeeman Bichette.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes?
Committeeman Thompson.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Mayor Delacqua.
Yes. Consideration number 3 is a resolution approving the 2016 budget transfers. Budget transfers are only permitted in the last 2 months of the fiscal year or in the first 3 months of the new fiscal year. This resolution transfers funds within budget line items to fund appropriations where we have incurred additional expenditures. It does not impact the overall amount of our total budget. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Bichette.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes?
Committeeman Thompson.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Mayor Delacqua.
Yes. Consideration number 4 is a resolution authorizing Mazer Consulting PA to provide professional services associated with meetings and inspections pertaining to the Sunny Mead landfill in an amount not to exceed $5,000 pursuant to Mazer's proposal dated October 28, 2016. And this resolution authorizes Mazer to provide additional administrative services to the township for that landfill. May I have a motion?
So moved?
Second.
Any comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Bichette.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes?
Committeeman Thompson.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Mayor Delacqua.
Yes. Consideration number 5 is a resolution authorizing the hiring of Joseph Pownall as a part-time electrical inspector for the Township's Building Department effective November the 10th, 2016, at a rate of $30 per hour, not to exceed 29 hours per week. There exists a vacancy in the Building Department in the position of part-time electrical inspector. Mr. Pownall has been interviewed and recommended to fill said vacancy, and we welcome him to the Township. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second?
Any comments from the dais? From the floor? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Bichette.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes?
Committeeman Thompson.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Mayor Delacqua.
Yes. And consideration number 6 is a resolution authorizing the execution of a contract for video production services to Premier Media LLC in an amount not to exceed $1,600. This resolution authorizes a contract between the Township and Premier Media for video services for a promotional segment for the business community. May I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Go.
Any comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Bichette.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes?
Committeeman Thompson.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Mayor Delacqua.
Yes. That's it for our resolutions. We'll move to our consent agenda. Can I have a motion to approve tonight's consent agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Any comments from the dais? Comments from the floor? Roll call, please.
Committeeman Bichette.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes?
Committeeman Thompson.
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Mayor Delacqua.
Yes. And finally, we have claims list 2016-21. May I have a motion to approve tonight's claims list 2016-21?
So moved.
Second?
Roll call, please.
Committeeman Bichette.
Yes.
Committeeman McCauley.
Yes?
Committeeman Thompson.
Yes.
Mayor Sarachi.
Yes.
Mayor Delacqua.
Yes, and this will conclude our regular meeting this evening. Our next Township Committee meeting will be held Tuesday, November the 22nd at 7:30 PM here in the courtroom. And once again, a reminder that this Friday, November the 11th, 7 PM, we will have our Veterans Day ceremony at the Garden of Honor at 7 PM. I hope you'll be able to join us for that. With that, we are adjourned. Can I have a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second?
All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned. Good night.